So in my last recording, or in my last live, I actually got a decent local recording, which was good. I'm not sure what the live one was. So, because the first one was so dreadful, I'm just going to do this again. I was at the gym today, and a couple of things came together in my head. First was the notion that if I want to go meta to what I do in software development and testing, what I'm really involved in is a problem-solving process. But we know that problem-solving is already covered in lots of software development books as being analogous to the process of software development. And this was actually covered pretty well in a Herbert Simon paper called Towards a Heuristic Compiler, where he looked at how can we automate the process of programming. And he really came to the conclusion that it was pretty hard because what you're trying to do is automate the process of problem solving. And that's quite hard. Now, we might try and use machine learning to do that now, so we might be working on those kind of problems, but it's still a hard thing to do. I was also reading this book, Relentless, The Japanese Way of Marketing. And what I find interesting is there's a quote that said that marketing is too important to leave to specialists because the customer requirements can slip through the gap between the specialisms. So that's the same as with software development. Customer requirements slip through the gap between our specialisms of, well, we've got software testers, we've got software programmers, we've got requirements analysis, and our requirements slip through the gap. Our needs for automated execution to determine whether the feature still works slips through the gaps because testers are doing that, but they're too busy doing exploratory testing because we've given it to a specialist rather than the software development process handling that. So if we take the notion of, well, software development is problem solving, but problem solving is identifying a problem, coming up with a solution for the problem, evaluating whether that solution is effective, then we have a pretty good analogous model for how we view software development as a set of specialisms. So problem identification, all the requirements analysis, problem solution, the actual development of a product or buying in a product, and solution evaluation, checking to see whether it meets the user's needs, whether we've done the feature right, all of that. And so meta to that is the notion of problem solving. That for me is useful because the problem identification, solution, and evaluation happens at every step in our problem solution process, our problem identification problem. Is this the right problem? Are we trying to solve the right problem? Are we solving it in the right order? Is this the right solution? What alternatives do we have? How do we know? For the software evaluation, have we evaluated in the right way? Do we need to do more evaluation? Have we evaluated it for things that we haven't thought about yet? All of that is a useful set of chunking down. So what I encourage you to do is try and create your own models for software development and testing in normal language, because then we're avoiding the notion of specialisms and we can start communicating to other people. And if we communicated software testing as a solution evaluation, have we built the right solution? That might help people explain what we do. We could possibly use it as a questioning process where we ask questions of the system to see, does it do what we think it does? Does it do things that we don't think it does? The more that we can drop down into normal language, we avoid the problem with specialization, which is a unique language that we have to understand. And hopefully it helps us think about it in different ways. And that's really important if you're going to get on top of it and own your process.